Thanks to Storyblocks for sponsoring this video. If I was starting a YouTube channel completely from scratch this year and I had no experience and no gear, this is the kind of gear that I would be looking at purchasing. So whether you're somebody who films from your phone still, or you're looking to purchase your first camera, all of these tools are really affordable and you can use for multiple purposes, and they're simple to use, which I think is really key. And honestly, a lot of these I gravitate towards using over even more expensive options that I have because they're just so easy to use. So let's dive right into the first piece of tech in this video, which is a wireless mic system. It's the Hollyland Lark M2, which has been out for a little while now. The combo kit costs $119 at the time of recording this video, but it often actually goes on sale for as low as $99, which is wild for what you're getting. You do get 2 wireless microphones, as well as 3 different kinds of receivers with that combo kit. You're gonna get a 3.5mm adapter for cameras, so you can plug this directly into your camera, which is actually what I'm doing for this video. I'm using the Hollyland Lark M2 as my audio source. And then you also get dedicated receivers for USB-C devices like newer iPhones or Android devices, as well as a Lightning receiver for older iPhones. So you have all of your bases covered. I feel like the audio quality with the Hollyland is a little bit brighter than some other microphones, and I actually like that from my personal voice. But some people, if you have a deeper, richer voice, you might want something that doesn't accentuate those high-end frequencies as much. So just something you want to be aware of. But I feel like for the price to performance ratio, for some reason, this is the mic that I always gravitate towards, and typically is the one I would recommend somebody look at if you are just starting out. Now, a little bonus accessory you could pair with your wireless mic systems are these wireless mic handles, as well as the foam windscreens that these sometimes come with. Now, we ordered a custom Think Media one, but this is such a cool solution to turn your wireless mic, which you typically would like clip onto your shirt or your collar, and make it more of like an interview talking head kind of setting. And it honestly puts the microphone in a better orientation for your mouth to capture better audio. So I really love doing this kind of setup, and it's completely wireless. So I can walk all around, do an interview with somebody with these wireless handles, and it looks great, and it's gonna sound really good too. Now, moving right along to our next accessory is another microphone. This is a podcast microphone from Fifine. This is the Fifine AM8. And this is only about a $50 podcast microphone, but the audio quality sounds so good. I actually have done some dedicated videos where I feature this as the main microphone, and I'm always impressed with how the sound quality is. I actually compared it with the Shure SM7DB. For those of you who don't know, that's a $500 microphone. So this thing costs 10 times less, but honestly, it sounds really comparable. I'll actually show you some of that sound comparison right here. Check out this microphone right here. So this mic is the Shure SM7DB, and this is a $500 microphone. And this is typically the microphone that I use in my studio and I use for all of my live streams. When you compare a $500 microphone to this $50 Fifine AM8, I am shocked at how similar they sound in terms of audio performance. If you really listen closely, I think you can start to notice some differences between their price points. But honestly, for $50, I'm shocked at how well the Fifine works. So as you can see, this microphone honestly sounds so good for $50. And with that $50 price, it actually comes in a couple of variants where you could have like a tabletop mic stand with it, as well as another option that's like a bendable boom arm that you could use for a podcast setup or something like that. So some cool accessories come with the Fifine. I will say the build quality feels a little bit plasticky, so it's not going to win any awards for build quality. But what is cool is it's actually XLR inputs as well as USB-C. So you can use this with audio interfaces, as well as just directly into your cell phone or a computer via the USB-C slot, and you're ready to record high quality audio. Now, shifting gears from audio, let's talk about some cameras. And still one of our favorite choices this year for creators is the Sony ZV-E10, the original one, not the Mark II, the OG ZV-E10. We have recommended this camera to so many creators who just continue to be satisfied with what this little camera can do for them. So new, this camera is running between $600 and $700 at the time of recording this video. You can easily get this used though, and I actually got my copy used for $500 off of Facebook Marketplace. And you can just scout around even eBay or Craigslist, these kind of third-party sites, to get yourself a used ZV-E10 for a pretty affordable price. I think what we love about the ZV-E10 is that it's able to do everything pretty well. It takes really good video up to 4K at 30 frames per second, which is typically all you're gonna need for standard YouTube style talking head videos. And then you can shoot your slow motion clips in 1080p if you want to do slow motion kind of footage. It also takes really good photos too. So photos are something that you're gonna need to consider when it comes time to make make your YouTube thumbnails. And some people like just having a quality photo camera, and the ZV-E10 definitely gets the job done. Now, the other camera that we might recommend to you just starting out is the Canon R50V. This is also a brand new mirrorless camera from Canon, and it is around the same price range as the ZV-E10. And this is a much older camera. So the R50V is brand new at about $700. The benefits of going for the R50V are you are going to get some better image quality because it can shoot at what's called 10-bit video. And that's just going to retain more color information. If you're somebody who ends up liking to color grade your footage, that's going to be really helpful for you. As well as you can shoot 4K video up to 60 frames per second to get you some slow motion options in 4K. Now, I know if you're just starting out, paying $700 for a camera sounds kind of crazy, and cameras are just getting more and more expensive, unfortunately. I will link a video down in the description below where we highlight our favorite cameras under $500. So if you're somebody who wants an even more affordable camera option, you can check out that video. Now, when you purchase a mirrorless camera, you'll also need to purchase a lens to go on the front of that camera. And lately, my favorite lens for beginners has been the Viltrox 20mm f2.8 lens, specifically because it's so affordable. So this lens is only $176. And this right now, I believe, is only for the Sony E mount and the Nikon Z mount. So if you have a Sony camera or a Nikon mirrorless camera, you can use this lens. And it's cool because it's actually a full frame lens. So this will work with all full frame Sony cameras, as well as these smaller crop sensor cameras that have a smaller sensor. Something to note with this lens is it is a prime lens, so there's no zoom capabilities with this lens. You're just stuck at a 20mm field of view. And if you want to zoom in or zoom out to get tighter shots, you have to move your camera closer to your subject. So that's one of the drawbacks of prime lenses if you are somebody who likes to zoom in and out pretty frequently. But on the other side, a benefit of a prime lens are they tend to have some better image quality. And I think this lens looks really good, even though it's only $176. Now, before we dive into these other accessories, a great way that you can elevate your videos, even if you're just starting out, is with stock footage. And that's why we partnered with Storyblocks to sponsor this video. Now, Storyblocks gives you unlimited access to a massive library of high quality stock assets, all for one predictable subscription cost. They have amazing 4K and HD footage. They've got motion graphics templates, music, sound effects, and much more. I've actually personally been using Storyblocks for about 8 years to fill in all of the missing pieces of my video projects when I don't have time to go out and shoot B-roll. In a world too where AI is just so prevalent, Storyblocks is also making a point to highlight real artists' work and capturing real stories and real emotions from real creators and talent that AI just cannot replicate. So we love using Storyblocks here at Think Media. If you want to get started, you can head to storyblocks.com/thinkmedia or click the link down in the description. Now there's one more camera that I want to mention, which is a webcam, and this is the Insta360 Link 2C. So it's this little guy right here, and this is a $149 webcam. And what I think is cool about this camera is it suffices for most people's needs who do things like video calls or some like remote video podcasting potentially, or gamers, or even like coaches and business owners. If you hop on Zoom calls all the time and you want to elevate your webcam quality, this is a really good solution for you. The image quality on this is so much better than the built-in webcam on my MacBook Pro. It's actually shocking how bad my MacBook Pro's webcam is. So this elevates that substantially, only for about $150. And this actually comes with some pretty cool software where you're able to adjust some different settings like your actual shutter speed and exposure settings, as well as your depth of field. You can add a little bit of a blurry background effect to mimic what a more high-end mirrorless camera might provide in terms of depth of field, which some people really like. So I think this is a really good option for beginners who aren't ready to fully invest in a mirrorless camera system or even a point-and-shoot mirrorless camera, and they're on a stricter budget. This can get you some better video quality, and it's not that expensive overall. So these are some of our favorite core cameras and microphones and lenses to get you started, but there obviously are accessories that you need to round out your YouTube studio kit if you're just starting out. The first would be, if you're still shooting on just your cell phone, I think a really good option for you to look at is something like this. This is the Ulanzi MT16, and it's sort of like a vlogging mini tripod handle thing. And it's really versatile. It can be used for a lot of different purposes. And typically I use this when I want to vlog with my cell phone and don't want to have to hold the phone in my hand. This is a really easy way to pop it on a little handle and extend your reach to get a more natural feeling vlog position while you're vlogging. but it also can be used as a tabletop tripod. So right now I could set this up on this desk in front of me and then rig it up right here. And then I'd have a tripod on the tabletop. I would just plug my phone right into this phone holder slot and I'd be good to start recording. There actually is a cold shoe port on the side as well that you can attach different accessories as well. So maybe like you wanted to hook up a light or a microphone to have rigged up right here on this handle, you can do that as well. Now this particular model is about $21 to purchase, but they actually come in all different sizes as well. So if you want one that raises up a lot taller that you could put on the ground, you could look at like the Ulanzi. I think they have the MT44 or even like a 62 or something like that. So you could look at different options depending on what your specific needs are for filming with your smartphone. Now, another accessory for you smartphone creators out there is this thing from SmallRig. This is the SmallRig video monitor, and this whole kit right here is $65. When I saw this at NAB when it was released, I was shocked at how cheap this thing was. Like I literally was talking to, I think her name was Josie at NAB, and I was like, wait, how cheap is this? $65 for the whole kit. There's so much value behind this tiny little kit. And the main product that you get is that monitor. So what this guy solves is it uses MagSafe, so you can attach it to the back of your phone or even to this rig itself. And now you can screen mirror your camera app directly to the SmallRig monitor, so you're able to see your composition when you're recording with the rear-facing cameras. Now, if you move your phone around too fast, there might be some latency at times. I have noticed that. But typically, once I turn the screen on and leave it on for a few minutes, that latency tends to die down, and then I'm able to use my camera app on my phone pretty easily and hit record, and now I can see myself while I'm recording using the rear cameras, which is such a big win. This thing is honestly one of my favorite accessories for smartphones, and I'm hoping that I can make a dedicated review and tutorial about how to use this thing in the next few weeks, so be sure to watch out for that. Now, the next accessory on our list is actually the tripod that I currently have my camera set up on. It's the Magnus VT300 video tripod with a fluid head as well. Now, this tripod costs just under $70, but when I purchased it, it was $99. So it's actually one of the very few things this year that has come down in price versus everything else going up in price. The cool thing about this tripod is even though it's all plastic, it feels very well built and it has a really nice fluid head. So that's going to allow you to do some nice cinematic movements or pans and tilts, other kind of tripod moves to get high quality looking B-roll clips if you're somebody who shoots a lot of B-roll footage for your videos. It also supports heavier cameras and has a really large quick release plate. So this is great. I have my Sony FX3 on it right now and a bunch of different accessories, and it handles the weight of this camera no problem. So if you're looking for a dedicated tripod for your camera systems, the Magnus VT300 is the exact one I'm using for this video, and I use it all the time. Now, our last couple accessories are some video lighting solutions, and lighting is going to help you get better video results whether you're shooting on your smartphone or a dedicated camera. Now, the first light is a more affordable light solution. This is a $99 light from Amaran. It's their Ace 25C. So this is a cool light. The C stands for color. So this light can be full RGB. So you can make the background like purple or green or yellow, whatever you want it to be. And only for $99, the amount of output that you're getting out of this light is crazy. So, and you don't just have to do these like purpley colors as well, but I'll just show you. For example, this light is super tiny. I'm currently using a really powerful light to light my whole space blue, but this little tiny light overpowers that, even the blue light that I had, and lights up the entire space pink, all from this tiny little light source. Now, you don't just have to use the color mode on this light. You could switch it into just regular color temperature mode, and this is what that looks like. I mean, this thing is so bright, you could use it as a main key light to light yourself, or an accent backlight, or to add like some fill on your background or something. So this light is really versatile. You can use it for a lot of different reasons, and it's relatively affordable at $99. And if you need a lighting solution that's a little bit more powerful, my favorite new lighting kit is also from Amaran. It's the Amaran Pano 60C lighting kit. So you can buy these lights just solo, but I think the most value is when you purchase this kit. Now, it is $329, which is one of the most expensive accessories in this entire video. But what's cool is you get so many accessories for that price. You get 2 panel lights, and these are 60 watts of power. So honestly, they're really similar to the smaller Ace 25C in terms of functionality, but they're just a lot bigger with brighter outputs. So you got full RGB modes, and I'm using one of them right now to light my space blue, and then I'm using the other one as my key light for this video. And they also come with dedicated light stands and diffusers. You just got everything you need for that $329. We really do love what Amaran is doing in terms of lighting solutions for creators, so you can check these out down in the description below. Now, if you want to see some of our other favorite camera options other than the ZV-E10, you can click or tap the screen right here to check out that video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.